Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of my Barbie living room series. Every living room needs a centerpiece, and today we're creating just that, a beautiful and cozy sofa. This is a very simple project, and I really hope you'll love it. Here are the materials we'll be using: fabric, cardboard, a ruler and a pencil, a hot glue gun and scissors, and a sponge for the cushions. We're going to be using an old sweater that I no longer wear. I love upcycling old clothes instead of throwing them away. All right, next we need to cut out all our cardboard pieces using the dimensions shown on screen. You might notice there are quite a few of them, but don't worry. That's because we're going to stack and glue them together to create a really thick and sturdy base for our sofa. Next up, we need to cut our sponge pieces, and this is the secret to making our sofa super soft and squishy. Okay, let's start assembling the base. First, we're going to take 7 of the large identical pieces and glue them together, one on top of the other. This will create a super thick and sturdy main section. Then, we'll do the exact same thing for the shorter part of our corner sofa. Perfect! Now here's a pro tip to get a really clean finish later on. We're going to cover these rough cardboard edges with some paper strips. This will create a nice, smooth surface, so our sweater fabric will lay perfectly flat. And here's a little time-saving hack. We only need to cover these 4 main edges. You can leave the others unfinished since they will be completely hidden by the backrest and the arms of the sofa later on. All right, now for the most satisfying part, adding the fabric. We're going to fold the edge of the fabric underneath the base, pulling it nice and tight as we go, and then glue it down. And if you have any excess fabric, just trim it off with your scissors. Now, for the large base piece, we don't need to cover all the edges. We only need to cover this small section right here, because this is the only part that will still be visible. Okay, it's time to make our sofa super comfy. Let's get our sponge pieces and create the cushions. For this sofa, we'll need 1 large cushion, 2 medium ones, and 5 small decorative pillows. Once all your sponge pieces are glued down, it's time to cover our cushions with that cozy sweater fabric. The process is the same for every cushion. First, measure and cut a piece of fabric large enough to wrap around it. Next, carefully glue the fabric on. And finally, trim off any excess material for a neat finish. Just a quick warning, be very careful with the hot glue. I've already burned myself, unfortunately, so I don't want that to happen to you. Now let's move on to our last 3 cardboard pieces, the ones without any sponge. We're going to cover these with fabric as well. These will form the backrest and the arms of our sofa. Okay, all of our pieces are ready, which means it's time for the most exciting part, the final assembly. Let's put our entire sofa together. First, we'll glue the 2 base sections together to form the corner. Next, we're going to glue down our main seat cushions, the large one and the two medium ones. And now for the finale, the small pillows. We're going to place 3 along the backrest, and then 1 on each arm. And here's a clever trick. We're placing these side pillows perfectly to cover up those unfinished cardboard edges we left earlier. Next, we'll glue on the backrest and the arms. And here's a key tip for a strong bond. Make sure you press each piece down firmly and hold it securely in place until the glue completely sets. And for one last structural detail, we're also going to need a few small wooden dowels. These will become the stylish legs for our sofa. First, I'm going to space them out evenly at the corners. And here's another little hack for a super strong hold. Before gluing, I'm making a slight indentation in the cardboard for each leg. This little step helps the dowels sit perfectly and makes the bond much more secure. All right, let's secure them in place with some hot glue. And there you have it. I am so happy with how our cozy sofa turned out. I can't wait to see how it looks in the living room with all the other furniture, but we'll have to wait for the final room reveal at the very end of this series. What do you guys think? Do you love it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this project, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next piece of furniture we'll be making for this room. Thanks for building with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!